Welcome to Big Breaking News of America, your one-stop destination to know latest news updates. On May 10, 2025, President Donald J. Trump signed an executive order launching what he described as the first-ever self-deportation program aimed at encouraging undocumented immigrants to voluntarily leave the United States. This executive action is part of a broader immigration enforcement strategy implemented during the first 100 days of Trump's second term, which emphasizes mass deportations, stricter border security, and the reduction of benefits for undocumented immigrants. The self-deportation initiative is designed to incentivize voluntary departure while threatening severe consequences such as fines, detention, or deportation to facilities like Guantanamo Bay or El Salvador's Secot Mega Prison for those who remain. Key provisions of the executive order: self-deportation program and incentives. The Department of Homeland Security (DHS) announced a travel assistance program through the CBP Home app, a repurposed version of the BBNA CBP One app originally used for asylum appointment scheduling. Undocumented immigrants who register through the app, return to their home country, and self-deport are eligible for a $1,000 stipend to facilitate their departure. The program is marketed as a safe, cost-effective alternative to forced deportation, allowing individuals to potentially retain the opportunity to return legally in the future. Penalties for non-compliance: undocumented immigrants who fail to self-deport face significant consequences, including fines of up to $998 per day for overstaying a final deportation order and up to $5,000 for falsely claiming intent to self-deport. The executive order warns of potential detention in facilities like Guantanamo Bay or El Salvador's Secot Prison, which have been highlighted in DHS communications as deterrents. Registration requirement: the executive order builds on a provision from an earlier January 20, 2025 order titled Protecting the American People Against Invasion, which mandates undocumented immigrants aged 14 and older to register with the U.S. government, including providing fingerprints. Failure to comply may result in criminal prosecution. DHS has framed this registration process as a tool to encourage self-deportation by increasing the risk of detection and legal consequences for undocumented individuals. Supporting enforcement measures: the self-deportation program is complemented by other executive actions, including expanded use of expedited removal, increased ICE arrest quotas 1,200, 1,500 daily, and the revocation of policies protecting sensitive locations like schools, churches, and hospitals from immigration enforcement. The administration has also targeted sanctuary cities, threatening to withhold federal funding and pursue legal action against jurisdictions that limit cooperation with ICE. Implementation and public messaging: CBP Home app. The app serves as the primary mechanism for registering self-deportations, allowing DHS to track voluntary departures. It has been promoted through a multimillion-dollar advertising campaign led by DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who has emphasized that undocumented immigrants should leave now or face the consequences. Public campaign: the Trump administration has used high-profile tactics to encourage self-deportation, including videos filmed by Secretary Noem at Secot and social media posts from the White House and Trump himself. These communications frame self-deportation as a way to avoid harsher outcomes like permanent exclusion from the U.S. or detention in notorious facilities. Reported outcomes: according to a post on X from April 11, 2025, citing DHS, approximately 5,000 individuals had self-deported using the CBP Home app within a week of its promotion. However, this figure is unverified and lacks corroboration from official DHS reports. Context and broader immigration strategy. Deportation goals: the Trump administration has set an ambitious target of deporting 1 million immigrants annually, significantly higher than the 267,000 removals recorded in fiscal year 2019, the highest on record. As of April 2025, ICE deportations were reported at 12,300 for March, slightly below the previous year's figures, prompting a focus on self-deportation to boost numbers. Other actions: the self-deportation program aligns with other policies such as suspending refugee admissions, ending temporary protected status programs, and invoking the Alien Enemies Act to deport suspected gang members without due process. These measures aim to create a climate of fear to encourage voluntary departures. Social Security number cancellation. Reports indicate the administration has taken steps to cancel Social Security numbers lawfully obtained by some immigrants, further pressuring them to self-deport by limiting access to work and services. Criticisms and legal challenges. Constitutional concerns. Critics, including Senator Dick Durbin and immigration advocates, argue that the self-deportation program and related registration requirements undermine due process and violate constitutional protections. The registration process is seen as a trap to identify and deport undocumented immigrants, potentially leading to racial profiling and community distrust. Humanitarian impact. Advocacy groups like the National Immigrant Justice Center warn that the program, combined with expanded expedited removal and raids, creates fear and instability in immigrant communities, affecting U.S. citizen children and mixed-status families. Court challenges. Legal challenges have emerged, including lawsuits against the registration requirement and the use of the Alien Enemies Act. Federal judges have questioned the administration's authority to bypass due process, particularly in cases involving deportations to El Salvador's Secot Prison. Effectiveness doubts. Immigration experts, such as Adam Isaacson from the Washington Office on Latin America, argue that self-deportation deportation may have limited impact if conditions in immigrants' home countries remain dangerous or unstable, as many are fleeing violence or persecution. Impact and public sentiment. Community fear. NPR reports indicate that the administration's aggressive enforcement tactics, including publicized deportations and the loss of protections for sensitive locations, have caused widespread anxiety among immigrant communities. Some families are preparing for potential departure by securing passports for U.S.-born children. Political support. Posts on X reflect support among some users for the self-deportation program, praising its cost-effectiveness and alignment with Trump's campaign promises. Conversely, others criticize it as coercive and inhumane. Logistical hurdles. Despite the administration's goals, logistical challenges, including limited detention space and reliance on cooperation from foreign governments, may hinder the program's scalability. For example, Colombia initially resisted accepting deportation flights, highlighting potential diplomatic tensions. Conclusion. President Trump's self-deportation executive order, signed on May 10, 2025, represents a cornerstone of his administration's immigration enforcement strategy. By offering incentives like a $1,000 stipend and leveraging the CBP Home app, the program seeks to encourage voluntary departures while threatening severe penalties for non-compliance. However, its reliance on fear-based tactics, questionable legal foundations, and potential for community disruption have sparked significant criticism and legal challenges. While the administration claims early success, the program's long-term effectiveness remains uncertain, particularly given the complex motivations driving undocumented immigrants to remain in the U.S. Continued monitoring of its implementation, legal outcomes, and societal impact will be critical. Thank you for watching Big Breaking News of America. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Like for more videos and share it with your friends and family members, and leave your thoughts under comment section. Bye bye and take care. And President Trump's self-deportation executive order, signed on May 10, 2025, represents a cornerstone of his administration's immigration enforcement strategy. By offering incentives like a $1,000 stipend and leveraging the CBP Home app, the program seeks to encourage voluntary departures while threatening severe penalties for non-compliance. However, its reliance on fear-based tactics, questionable legal foundations, and potential for community disruption have sparked significant criticism and legal challenges. While the administration claims early success, the program's long-term effectiveness remains uncertain, particularly given the complex motivations driving undocumented immigrants to remain in the U.S. Continued monitoring of its implementation, legal outcomes, and societal impact will be critical. Thank you for watching Big Breaking News of America. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Like for more videos and share it with your friends and family members, and leave your thoughts under comment section. Bye bye and take care.